All right.
You good?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Running from Comfort. Today's guest, we have Goody Beats.
What's
Goody,
up?
say hello to the people. What's up, man?
What's up, man? What's up? How y'all doing today?
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Goody, you're a content creator, you're an influencer in the keto community, and I don't know, how would you describe yourself and what you do?
Man, first and foremost, I am a proud father, proud husband, and proud son. That's who I am first and foremost. And I work out. Yes, I do keto, but those are like my three main things.
Hey, and I think I was actually listening to you. You're on the was it the Fat Fuel podcast or Fat Fuel Family podcast, and you're saying, being a father is like one of it's the biggest thing in your life. I remember you saying, you wanted to do it for ages. So, yeah. So, can you tell me what is it like being a father?
It,
How would you
it's
describe
it
it?
it's the most amazing thing I could ever like. I can't even describe it in words. It's just such an amazing feeling. Like when you work, like yeah, everybody works hard for themselves, right? Like everyone gets up in the morning, like yo, want to do this for myself. Like I got to do this. I got to do this. But when you have kids and they like relying on you, right? Like because they're child, right? They're literally your responsibility, and so you wake up with a whole new motivation, a whole new fire under your butt. Like it just makes you work that much harder. And then like just so many of the little things, just like I don't know, I can't explain it, man. Just like when my daughter does like some of the funniest things, and I just like it just makes me so happy, man. Like to see her just she's starting to talk a little more now, and so
Hey.
just hearing her talk and understand things, it's just like every day she does something new, and it just like fills my heart, man. I can't explain it to you. It's the best feeling in the world.
So you're watching her like grow and develop, and that's cool. So you're talking about Baby Low now, not Baby Camilla. That's the latest one,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah, baby, yeah, and baby Camila is like I said, she's just a month old, and so yeah, she's it's kind of like getting back to remembering because obviously baby Lowe's already she's already 17 months, so it's getting back to like oh yeah, I forgot we had to do this. Oh yeah, I forgot I had to do this when things are a little bit
But
changing, but it's fun, man. Like I'm definitely constantly busy, man. Like I am. There's never a dull moment. Like if I'm not like right now, currently today, I'm filming a YouTube video. So as soon as I'm done with this podcast, we got to go back to the kitchen, start cooking for the final meal of the day, then do the closeout video. Crystal's with Camila right now and Baby Low, and so like we're just constantly like go 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 go. But like I said, sometimes it feels like man, like I feel like there's just so much going on. How am I going to juggle everything? But I mean, that's just how it is, right? It's when you have it's just the real world, right? It's what being a parent is, having to work, provide for your family, and having kids. But at the end of the day, it's like the best feeling in the world.
yeah, and like I mean, I can't imagine they say that the love between a parent and a child is something that like cannot be experienced by anything else. And I really like what you had to say. You're saying you get that extra fire under your belly. You're not just providing for yourself now. You got to provide for someone else. You want to give them the best life possible. So if you want a fire under your belly, I ain't even going to say that. I was about to suggest, yo, if you want a fire under your belly, have kids. No. But it's maybe not the best advice, especially coming from a 24-year-old that has none of his own. But
Yeah, you're still young, man. Live your life, travel,
that's
because
my
it's
plan,
hard to
man.
travel when you have kids, man. It's hard to travel.
You seem to get around a bit though. You seem to get a good amount of travel done. So that's always
Yeah,
inspiring.
I do, but at the end of the day, like I like okay, so like for instance, I was just in Salt Lake. Salt Lake is beautiful, beautiful city. Utah is a beautiful state. I cannot wait to take my family there, but unfortunately, right now it's too hard. You got a little baby, you got a 17 month old. It just doesn't make sense right now. But when they get older, I cannot wait to travel with them and take them places.
Yeah, that's going to be great. But all right, so to get started with today, so you create content full time. You're a YouTuber, and I'd say Instagram influencer as well. And more crazily, just recently, you got your own ice cream pint. Like that's some insanity right there. Did you ever see that as a possibility when you started your YouTube channel?
No, man, I tell you what, and I tell you what, like that really opened my eyes to everything to see how far I've come, and just kind of like set back like Logan, like wow, like can you believe this? When I started my YouTube channel, when I started doing social media, like this was never I never thought like, oh, I would have my own ice cream or anything. Like I don't know, man. I just did YouTube, made videos, and to see where I'm at now, it's crazy. But I always say this to people. It's like, look, whether it's YouTube, social media, going to school, chase your passion, your dream, whatever it is, don't let anybody tell you can't do it. Don't let anybody tell you like that's stupid, that's a dumb decision. If you have a passion for it, you have a motivation for it, I guarantee you will succeed. Because I had like YouTube doesn't pay me nothing. Like, let's just be real. YouTube does not pay me a dime. Like, I make nothing off of YouTube. But I don't care. YouTube is my passion. I love it. I love making videos. I love making vlogs. I love flying the drone. I love filming and documenting time with my family, my friends, my loved ones, what I'm doing in the gym. That it didn't matter if they paid me $5. It's like, it doesn't matter. I would do it for free because I love it, right? And once you find what you love, none of that stuff will matter. And that's the key to success. You have to find what you're passionate about, find what you love, and do not listen to the haters. Because if I were to listen to the haters, guys, if I were to listen to the people that tell me like, yo, bro, what are you doing? You're 26 years old. You're about to start a YouTube channel. Like, are you dumb? Like, what are you doing? Like, you need to focus on your work, bro. Like, you need to focus on your career, not doing YouTube. But I didn't care because I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew it was my passion.
Yeah, wow. There's a lot to unpack there. So just to start with, so what was your intention when you started your YouTube channel? Because you said you had a few people call you stupid. Like, what was your original plan with it?
Yeah, so it's funny. Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with a guy named Christian Guzman.
Yeah, I know I'm familiar with him. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's pretty big in the fitness industry. So he actually worked out at my gym that I went to. Now, this was before he blew up. So I would always go work out, and I'd see him in there filming himself. I thought he was the weirdest kid. Like, what is this dude filming himself? Like, this is 2014. This is before the year of where vlogging now is so common now. Like, if I hold my microphone and camera out in public, not there will always be something like, yo, you're a YouTuber, yo, you're a YouTuber. But not back then, right? It was very weird to do that. And so finally, I went up to him one day. I was like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you always filming yourself? And it's like, oh, I'm Christian Guzman. I have a YouTube channel. Go check it out. So I checked it out. And then he just started blowing up. Like, he was traveling the world. He was going with Gymshark. He was with Cellycore. And I'm like, yo, like, how is this dude doing all this stuff? Like, he's living the life. Like, he is living the life. And I'm like, yo, I lost 70 pounds. I think I have a pretty good story. Like, see, that's the thing. Like, I did keto, lost all my weight, and then started my channel. You know, that's always how life works, right? Like, you never do it in the moment. And so I was like, you know what? I think I have a pretty good story. I lost weight. I think I had a pretty good transformation. Why don't I start a YouTube channel? I want to travel the world. I want to be sponsored by supplement companies and clothing companies and all that. And so that kind of is what inspired me. But obviously, the channel took a whole different turn, going into like keto and family and positive vibes, and totally different from like the bro, alpha elite Christian Guzman style. If it fits your macros, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Just saying that it just, that's how it started. And then fast forward 4.5 years later, where it is now.
Yeah. And I would say, I would classify you, not that you're the first person to do keto, but in terms of like bodybuilders and putting themselves out there with the ketosis, I'd say you're a bit of a pioneer in this like keto bodybuilding sphere. I mean, what would you say about that?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, man, there were keto channels out there, but like, you're right, there were no bodybuilders talking about keto. There were no fitness influencers talking about keto. Anytime you brought up keto, you got laughed at. Laughed at, and they're like, bro, you're going to lose all your gains. Bro, what are you doing? You heard all the myths, right? But yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're right. Like, when I first started keto, there was not much people out there, especially doing bodybuilding and training like how I do. But now they're everywhere. Now you get on YouTube, there's fitness, bodybuilders, competitors, everything, man. CrossFit, triathlon, everything.
Yeah. I still see maybe a slight stigma on keto in the bodybuilding sphere. I think it's like slowly catching on, but just my own understanding of like keto and fasting, I feel like it does like mesh in with bodybuilding really well, especially like the muscle preservation, like the lower appetite, so it's easier to cut. I mean, when I first started, because I lift a little bit, I ain't got no amazing physique, but I lift a bit. And when I first started, I had those fears. It was like, am I going to lose my muscle? What are my
Yeah.
workouts going to be like? Oh, like what's going to happen to me? And then I was like, oh, if I do, and I was one of those naive keto people too. And I was like, I'm going to do keto. I'm going to lose like 8 kilos in like a month or two, like 2 months. Yeah, I'm going to lose 8 kilos in a month or 2 months. Awesome. Let's do this. And the weight drops off fast at the beginning, but then, it slows down. And what I loved about keto is it almost gave me this sense of like feeling like a superhuman. Like I had all this extra
Yeah.
energy. It's like my brain felt like it was working right for the first time since I was born.
Yeah,
What
no,
about,
you're right, man. You're right.
do you have like do you have anything where you'd say like keto has added to your lifestyle because of like energy factors, or like would you be able to be as productive if you weren't on keto?
I, I think, yeah, definitely. So like I always know when I ate something that probably wasn't keto friendly because I immediately want to take a nap. And like that's not me. I do not take naps. Like that is an absolute like I don't like I don't have time for naps. I don't take naps. But I always know like when I'm like, man, should I be eating this? Like, oh, what's in this thing? I think it'd be all right. I get home and I'm like, like and that's my blood sugar coming down. That
Mhm.
obviously my insulin spiked, and that's what people do every single day when they go to work. They need that like, okay, I need that like 11 o'clock snack before lunch, and they go to the vending machine,
Mhm.
get a candy bar, right, and they're good. Then they go eat their lunch, and then they get back on their desk or they get back to work, and they just want to go crash because their energy levels are just coming down. So definitely, like keto has kept me like productive. Like my body runs so efficiently off of ketones now that it's fat adapted, and yeah, no, I mean, definitely, I like the way I feel. But then again, you also, if you know me and you follow me, look, I am not the person who demonizes carbs. Like I understand
Yeah.
their purpose, and I totally believe that you can be just as healthy on keto by eating carbs, right? You just got to find what works best for you. For some people, they're insulin resistant, so obviously carbs are not the best option for them. For me, my body works better off ketones. But that's not to say in the wintertime, I do experiment with CKD, which is secret keto diet, which is pretty much just carb cycling, maybe once every week, maybe twice every month, just depends. So I'm definitely not the guy that's like, oh, carbs are terrible, carbs are the devil, don't eat carbs, you're gonna go to hell. No, I'm not, definitely not like that. I just look, you got to find what works best for you. For me, keto works best for me. And another huge thing is I've made it a lifestyle. And so you will
Mhm.
see Goody Beats on the weekend drinking a beer, and I don't care what people say. I don't care if they say, yo, that's not keto, bro. That beer's not keto. You know what? You're absolutely right. It's not your keto. You know who it is? It's my keto. And I've made it a lifestyle, and I made it fit my lifestyle. I'm going to make that beer fit my lifestyle because come the next day, I'm back on my normal keto schedule. I'm back in the gym. I'm back hitting the weights. I'm back doing cardio. I'm back fasting. So that beer isn't going to do nothing, but I enjoyed it. It fit my lifestyle. I enjoyed the moment. I enjoyed my dinner with the family, my wife, whoever, my friends, my mates, whatever. Right? I didn't have to say, "Oh, I went with my friends to the bar, and I was the only one that didn't drink a beer because my diet says I can't." No,
Mm.
man, that's not the style I live, man. You understand? I'm in this for the long haul. I'm in this for the rest of my life. So that one moment is not gonna sabotage the rest of my life.
Yeah, and everything you said there, like there's like once again, there's so much to unpack, but just straight away, the fact that you talked about making it a lifestyle, I think a lot of people, they want to try and diet, they want to try and lose a lot of weight really quickly, and they want to take shortcuts and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, if you want to make change, it's going to be consistent over time and make it a
Yep.
lifestyle, make it something you can stick to, make it something you can enjoy, not just in your diet, but like I'd say any goals that you're trying to do in life. I mean, that's really what you got to take them small steps. But hey, and something else you said really rang true to me. You were talking about that 11 a.m. You need that pick me up carbs, man. That was me. And then every day I would have like, let's say oats at about 10 or 11 in the morning. Like I had like cold oats I'd take to work, and I would be out like a light, like falling asleep like this before lunch. And I was in that person, and I stopped napping. I went from 8 hours sleep a night to like 6 hours sleep a night, no more naps, waking up every day. Boom. Mum would know if I was in ketosis too, because I'd call her up on the phone and I'd be talking so damn fast. She'd be like, "Are you in keto?"
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh man. So, all right. I want to pull this back a bit. I want to pull this back just a little bit now because we've gone into keto a bit now. But getting back to your YouTube channel, this is something I wanted to ask you. So, like, what you're doing with your channel, I think is awesome. You know, you're going around, you're vlogging, and I find it just so interesting how much vlogging has taken off. Like, people have such an interest in other people's lives. And what I wanted to ask you is, now that you've got like your whole family involved, you know, you got your wife and your children, you're doing the keto cooking together, are you beginning to feel like you're becoming your own like reality TV show?
I haven't felt like that yet, but it is starting. It's starting to like throw little bits of it feeling like that. Now, let me give you an example why. So now, when me and my wife, our baby Lo, or my family are at the grocery store, I kid you not, it never fails. Somebody always comes up to us and recognizes us, and they're like, "Oh, baby Lo, oh, Camila, oh, Crystal," even though they've never met us before. They don't know us. They just watch our channel because they see us all the time. It almost feels like they know you, right? Like you're a character on a show that you see, 3-4 times a week, and so you begin to feel like you know them. So I haven't like I mean, obviously, I haven't felt like that status of a reality show, but it is always like kind of weird when we go places and people recognize Baby Lo and they're like, "Oh, Baby Lo from your video." I was like, or "Oh, that's always like kind of cool." But yeah, you're right. It's almost like they're characters on a TV series that they see. And not only that, what the cool thing is that other TV series can do other than like, just for instance, Game of Thrones, like with Brandon Stark, who was a child in the season 1, and to where he's like a dang near adult at season 8. That's how it is with Baby Lo. Like, everybody saw the day she was born. I vlogged that day to where she's at now. And so if you took a break from YouTube, then you come back to my channel and then you're like, "Dang, like Baby Lo got big. Like, what the heck happened? I need to go check out these different videos and see how she's grown." So that right there is just like super cool to me, that Baby Lo's children one day can go and see her grow up from literally the day she was born until, I don't know. I personally think YouTube's going to be here forever. So
yeah,
they'll be able to see her until she's an adult, or however long I do this for. Who knows?
That's interesting. I've never thought about it like that. So yeah, they're going to be able to go back and see them growing up. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, like, what if my dad was vlogging back in the day? I was like, you know what? I want to see what I did when I was a baby. What shows did I like? Because yeah, like back then they can only show pictures. Like I just see pictures of myself. But like, how cool would I be? Like, all right, I'm gonna go see episode the day I was born. Like, like, or the
episode 30 of the Keto Cut.
Yeah,
hey, there I am, Baby Lo.
Exactly. So like, I think that's cool. Like, to me, that's cool. And I always say this: you can't put a price on cool. If something's cool, it's cool. So don't mess it up. And I just think that's something cool that Baby Lo and Camila will have that opportunity to go and check out if they want. I figure in their teenage years they'll probably be embarrassed by it, but as they get older, they'll probably appreciate it and be like, "Dad, that was so cool that you took me here, you took me there." Yeah, that's right. Your dad was cool. Don't you forget it.
And your dad was winning. So, and speaking of winning, can you say the line just for anybody who hasn't seen any videos?
So everybody who is listening to this podcast right now, that means that you woke up this morning. So that means that you are winning. So all your stress, all your problems cannot phase you, cannot phase me, cannot phase Zach, because you and I are already winning, fam.
We are winning. We are blessed to be here. So for anybody who hasn't seen anything on your channel before, aside from the keto and Baby Lo and all that stuff, something that you really put out there is a positivity. So I was just telling Goody before, like when I found his channel, I was starting out keto. I was looking for tips and advice, came for the keto. I stayed for the positivity. I think what you're doing with pushing your message of positivity is very important too, because in the world these days, we get caught up, there are bad things happening in the world. And in our own societies where we live mostly good, there still is like a lot of sadness and depression and stuff like that. And I think it's really important that we have people like you on the internet just spreading that positivity.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. You're absolutely right. Like, don't get me wrong, there is a lot of sadness, there is a lot of pain, there is a lot of drama in this world. And again, I always feel like somebody out there was somebody, we all need that light. We all need that smile. We all need to be reminded that, you know what, we woke up this morning, so be grateful. You know, you ever get those times where you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh man, I just don't want to get out of bed. Like, I'm too tired. Like, it's cold outside. I don't want to go. Oh, it's raining. It's wet. But you know what? For those who do not know me, I have a brother who will never be able to walk. I have a brother who will never be able to just get up out of bed, go feed himself, go to the restroom, go do anything by himself. He will never have that opportunity. But you know what? If you meet my brother today, he will be the happiest person you ever met. My brother is always smiling. My brother is always happy. So how dare I ever just lay in my bed and say, oh, I don't want to get up? Well, you know what? There's people out there like my brother who will never have that opportunity that we were given right then and there this morning. So you know what? Get up for those people. Go make the best out of it, because there are people in this world, there are people in this life that are less fortunate than us who will never have that opportunity. You know, my brother will never have an opportunity to do a podcast like this. So you know what? When I do this podcast, I'm going to bring 110% and just tell you how it is and just speak from my heart for him and for everybody else who doesn't have that opportunity. Okay. So that's where my positivity comes from. For a lot of people ask, yo, how are you so happy, bro? Like how it's like physically impossible to be so happy. And then I hit them with that story and I tell them my reason, and they're like, damn, okay. Oh yeah, you're right, man. You're right. So again, there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of sorrow in this world, but there's also a lot of good. But unfortunately, you know how it is. Drama sells. You know, sadness sells. So that's what they want. They want to show that they don't always want to show positivity. Well, I'm here to spread positivity, to spread good vibes, and to remind people how grateful they should be and how grateful they are and how blessed they are. So take the opportunity and run with it, because there are people who will never have that opportunity that you and I have.
Yeah. Wow. And so growing up with your brother, so that really kind of shaped this positive mindset, because you realize like early on, it's like, hey man, I'm blessed. And like, it's such a great, I think it's just great that you're able to take that from growing up in that environment. But I will ask, so that aside, were you always this overly like positive though? Like, did you always have this positivity? Was there a point in your life where you didn't and you had to draw on some of these things, or?
Yeah, no. I mean, again, when I was overweight, I definitely wasn't happy. You know, when I was out of shape, you know, I was. So again, I guess we'll just dive into the story so I kind of explain my feelings back then. So when I was overweight, when I was pre-diabetic, when I had high cholesterol, when I had high blood pressure, I was 26 years old, and I remember. So Facebook, whenever you're friends with somebody and they have a lot of friends in common, Facebook will give you like a reminder, right? Like, hey, you should probably be friends with this person because well, shit, y'all have 200 and something people and friends with each other. So you probably know each other. Yeah, you good old days, right? Well, you know what, Facebook, you're absolutely right. But you know what? That guy is my wife's ex-boyfriend from high school. So I do not want to be friends with him. And so his profile picture popped up and he was like a bodybuilder. He was like that. And I was like, wow, that guy looks big. He looks great. Like, damn it. What, like, look at me. I look like crap. How did I let myself go? So here comes the jealousy. Here comes the envy, right? Here comes the just the hatred of like, why do I look like this? Why does he look better than me? So all this negativity, all this bad stuff for your mind, for your soul, all these bad vibes built up inside of me. And yes, that sparked me to go to the gym. That sparked me to get a gym membership. I screenshotted his picture. That's how crazy I was, guys. I screenshotted his picture. And every single day in the gym, when I didn't feel like going, I'd look at it. In the gym, I'd be like, man, I'm tired. Like, I'm ready to go home. I'd look at that picture and it would push me. But I also realized that wasn't good for my heart. That wasn't good for my mind. That wasn't good for my soul. That shouldn't be the foundation of why I'm doing what I'm doing, why I'm better in my life, right? So over the years of the transformation, I took all that negativity, I took all that jealousy, all that envy, and I turned it into positivity. And so that's when I just really started being overly positive, really always started looking on the bright side. Never really like if something bad happened, it was like, all right, well, it could be worse. Just shrug it off. We'll be all right. And that's where that's where the positivity came from. But you got to understand, guys, like most things, before you get to that, light at the end of the tunnel, before you get to that rainbow, you got to go through a storm first. And so, yeah, no, I definitely was not always like this. I was sad. I was depressed. I was jealous. I was envious. And yes, that helped me light the fire to make a change. But realizing that's not healthy and then taking a step back and then turning all that negative into something positive is something I'm very proud of nowadays.
Yeah, and are you familiar with David Goggins at all?
Dude, so it's just funny. So many people tell me about him, right? They tell me about him, and I don't know him. I don't know him. I don't know who he is. I know nothing about him. I'm on my Instagram yesterday, and I'm going through Instagram Explorer, and this guy pops up, and he's just talking crap, like I mean, good crap, like yo, like, and he's on the Stairmaster, and he's just like giving it to people, like y'all need to do this, do that, and I'm like, damn, who is this dude? Like, I feel with this guy, like. I'm liking this. Who is this dude? And then I see it's like David Goggins. I'm like, oh, it's like, that's him. I was like, that's the guy people tell me about. Like, that's who everybody tells me, yo, you need to go follow him. Yo, you need to go read his book. Yo, you need to go do this. And so like I just started following him yesterday. And it's so crazy. Like, I'm like, I'm him. Like, that's me. Like, I say that stuff, but
yeah.
Okay, but not the potty mouth version. Like, I get it. He was in he's a military guy. They I would say cuss, they can sell stuff. I'm not really like I don't really cuss that much. I'm not into like, okay, if you cuss, that's your thing, cool. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not a cusser, but I'm like, I'm him, but a PG version, like
so.
Yeah,
the Disney Channel version of David Goggins.
Yeah, I'm the Disney Channel version. For sure.
You got to rep your family. No, I was almost going to say he's almost like an anti-you in the sense, not that he's not positive, but like what you said earlier, when you were talking about looking at the screenshot and like going to the dark place. If you ever get into David Goggins' book, he talks about the dark places that he took himself to achieve some of his feats. I don't know if you're familiar. He did Hell Week 3 times in a year. He's got the pull-up world record. Apparently when he was doing the pull-up world record, the person who had the record before him, he was just talking smack about them the whole time. They weren't there, but he was just talking smack out loud as like his motivation.
Yeah, no, yeah, dude, you got to do whatever motivates you. Don't get me wrong. Like, okay, so, and I'll be 100% with everybody who's listening to this. So when I was motivated by that jealousy, when I was screenshotting, that's when I looked at those pictures, I got into the best shape of my life. If you look at my Instagram profile picture, that is the same picture I've used forever, because that's the picture at the end of like that whole motivation that he got out of me, right? And I'll say today, like, yeah, I go to exactly. I'm not shredded now. I mean,
you are, but
I look decent, but I'm not that level of how I was back then. But the motivation, the fire was just on a different level back then. Now it's just like, I go to the gym, I have fun, but you know what? I'm just like, okay, I'm ready to get back to my kids. I'm ready to get back to my family. Back then, you got to understand, no kids. You only had one goal in mind, and that was to look better than this guy. And I was going to do whatever it took. Cardio in the morning, fasting all day, keto, gym session at 5, last meal at 7. Like, yeah, it was on a different level. But again, yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I don't know much about David Goggins other than I just started following him yesterday, and he talks a lot of motivational crap. It's pretty much is what I got out of it, like just being on his page for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's really cool. And did you vlog when you were during that time when you're in the dark place? I want to go back and watch a vlog from that time if you have. Like, what year?
I didn't know because so when I made that transformation, I lost the 70 pounds, and then I started my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So then that's when I was like, oh, I think I have a pretty good story. I mean, look, I because everybody was like, yo, wow, you look great. What'd you do? And I tell them keto. They're like, what the hell's keto? I've never even heard of that. And I just, so yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously I wish I could go back and I wish I would have started my channel like in the very beginning. But yeah, no, I guess yeah. I mean, if I'm trying to think like in my videos, like no, I was like if you go to my first videos, I was already losing the weight. I was already pretty much in shape. Other thing I got was like old transformation pictures.
Yeah.
Or old fat pictures is what I mean.
Yeah. And yeah, just so with the YouTube stuff, so this is one of the things I did want to talk to you about. So in terms of from where you started, right, and you were just doing it because you loved it, you wanted to do it, right? At what point did you start to realize, wait, could I do this like for a living? Like, what? How did
Yeah.
you? When did you get to that point? And how did you get
It
to
took
that
it
point?
took 2.5 it took 2.5 years. Okay, it took 2.5 years. So started my channel back in 2014 so 2014 2015. So about 2017 came around. The channel was growing. Sponsorships were like, yo, we'd love to sponsor you. We'd love to, making these deals, right? I started doing online coaching. Started to pick up and started to make a lot of extra money, right? So I have my 9 to 5 income, right? And then this
Mhm.
is just my like hobby income. But this is my like a hobby. This is my passion, right? My passion. So I mean, I'm doing what I love, and it's slowly creeping up, right? So it's like, wow, like I'm kind of making equal money. Like I'm loving what I'm doing here, not really loving what I'm doing here, and then it got to that point where like I started making a lot of mistakes at work, started dropping the ball on task on projects, and my boss is like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Man, like my head's not here. Like I'm so focused on what I'm gonna do after work, so focused on what I'm gonna do on the weekend, so focused on like, oh, what video am I gonna record that I'm not even thinking about the projects that I'm in, right?" And so like I knew I needed to make a change. I knew like, okay, Logan, you need to make a choice. Like, are you going to go all in on your passion? Or are you going to stop it and you need to focus on your career, your job, the job that pays your bills, pays your insurance, and pays for your family? What are you going to do? And I thought about it, and I finally said, you know what? I just need to make the leap of faith. Like, let's do it. I talked to my wife about it. I mean, obviously, like she's like, see, like it's so hard. It's so hard to just explain it to everyone who's listening because you don't understand. Like, you guys don't understand how like intense it was back then. Because I'm going to quit my job in October. I knew I needed to quit my job that summer. So in June, July, I knew it that I wasn't going to make it. Like I knew I needed to make a change and I wanted to follow my dreams. So that was the summer, June, July, I made that decision. It wasn't until October that I finally left the job. I had my first child the following month. So could you imagine telling your husband, your wife, hey, babe, I know we're about to have a kid in 4 weeks, but I'm going to go ahead and quit our job that pays for our insurance, who pays for our bills to chase my passion, to chase my dreams. But don't worry, it's going to work out because I believe in myself. It was kind of intense. Okay. She was like, okay, well, if you believe in yourself, if you think you could do this, then I believe in you. Do it. And I did it. And I tell you what, guys, fast forward a year and a half from now. So yeah, it's been about a year and a half. My wife's able to quit her job now. She's doing social media with us. We're now a family vlog channel. We're living our best lives. I mean, it's amazing, right? So like I said, I didn't just wake up and like one day just become an influencer or a YouTuber who could do it for a living. It took years. I've been doing this going on 5 years. It took me 2.5 years to finally be able to quit my 9 to 5. But that was 2.5 years, man. There were a grind. And so I tell people, like, if you want to start a YouTube channel, you want to do anything, social media, whatever you want to do, photography, go back to school, it does not matter. You better have a passion for it. You better give 110%, and you better realize that it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to wake up, start a YouTube channel, and just be a YouTube star.
No,
it's not going to happen. Not. It's going to take, dude, I mean, like, man, people that are listening, like, God, guys, like, it's going to take so much work. It's going to take so much arguments. It's going to take so much fights. It's going to take so much compromise. It's going to take so much time away from the editing, and you're going to edit for hours and you're going to get no views. And the only view you get is you suck, but you just keep pushing. And I promise you, if you love it, you will succeed. But you have to love it. If you're going into YouTube to just be a star, to just make money, to be famous, woo, YouTube and social media is going to eat you up and spit you out. So you better have a passion for it if that's what you want to do.
Yeah. Wow. All right. And okay, so I want to take it back a bit. There was a lot there, but so a month away from a child, you managed to get your wife on board. Were you telling many other people, and how many people were telling you were crazy?
Oh, like, yeah, like people were like, what, like when I was about to leave my job?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. People are just like, dude, what do you like? Insurance, like so like, and you got to understand the job I had. It was a good job. Like not what I love to do, but it was a good job as far as like setting you up for the future. Like it had an amazing retirement. The insurance was great. The job was like, it was with the local government job. So working for the government, you know how it is. Like
Yeah.
it's easy. It's easy.
I got a
right?
government job. I know.
Okay, so there you
I
go.
know.
Like it's once you're in, right? Once people get in for the government jobs, like you don't ever leave. You stay there. You get that retirement. You get that retirement money.
Culture's
so
nice.
like,
Tea and cake.
yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. So like it was like people are like, what are you doing? Like what? Like, are you sure? Are you sure this is what you want to do? And I'm like, look, I promise you, I'm not gonna fail because this is what I love. And don't get me wrong, like when I told my parents, oh my gosh, they were like, son, please, like, what are you doing? Like, because my dad, he worked for the city, and when he worked for the city for 30 years and retired, like that's what you do. Like that's their mindset. Like my parents and their parents' day of age, you get a job, you stay there for 30 years, and then you retire. That's the mindset. That's not how it is today.
No, it's
that's
not
what that's anybody can be an entrepreneur. Anybody can be their own businessman, start their own business. And how? With this right here, the power of the phone. You have everything and anything you can on the palm of your hand. So whatever you want to do, it's right there. So you want to be an entrepreneur, boom, learn how to do it. Your phone will show you. So it's just a different mindset. But yeah, no, people, my parents were very concerned. But like, it's cool now. Like they come up to me all the time. They're like, I'm so glad you didn't listen to us. I'm so glad you're doing what you love because you're doing great. So yeah.
Yeah. The love and the passion is one of the most important things. I find it interesting that you bring up this because, man, this is so powerful. And the funny thing about it is it's a double-edged sword. It has the power to swing either way. It could be something powerful where you have access to everything and you use that for good. Maybe you make some money because you figure out the business, your dream business around it. But maybe you're on there and you're like, I don't know, scrolling through Instagram and it's like you're looking at everybody else's better life and you're getting depressed about your own.
Yeah,
like, that's something that's quite common with these, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, it could be a double-edged sword. You gotta be smart with it, man. You gotta definitely be smart with it.
And as an influencer, what's your screen time like on your phone? Do you have any idea or?
Yeah, I do, and I don't want to share it because it's embarrassing. You'd be like, people would say like, yo, how are you a father with that much screen time? Let's just say it's way too much. It's way too much. And I'll give you a reason why it's way too much. I'll tell you the absolute reason why it's way too much. So when you see me on YouTube, that's all me, guys. I don't have a team. I don't have a staff, okay? I don't have someone vlogging my videos. I don't have someone editing my videos. I don't have anybody answering my emails. I don't have anybody answering my DMs. I don't have anybody editing my photos. That is all me. I am a one-man show. And yes, I'm proud to say that, but I also know, like you said, it takes so much of my time away from my family, my loved ones, that if I just would delegate that, obviously I could spend more time with the family. But then again, at the same time, it's like, that's what I love. Like, that's what I love to do, right? Like, people are like, yo, when are you going to get someone to edit your videos? Like, never, bro. Like, I love to edit. Like, that's my job. Like, that's my passion. Like, why would I ever give that up? But then they're like, yeah, so you don't have to edit till 3 a.m. Oh, yeah, I guess you are all right. Like, that would be nice to go to sleep before midnight, but that just doesn't ever happen. And, because editing takes about 5 to 6 hours of video. So,
oh, wow.
It would take the workload off, but at the same time, it's what I love to do. So, yeah, it's one of those things. So if you get a message from me, email, anything, it came from me. It did not come from anybody because I got no one who works for me.
Yeah, I even myself, man, when I reached out to ask for the podcast, like I was surprised not only to get an answer, but just how quick and on the ball you are. You're like, yeah, man, let's do this. I was like, whoa, he's got a lot of
That's
followers,
sad.
man. That was a
That's very sad because that means I'm
you
always on my phone.
you responded
Oh
faster
man.
than me than what I respond to my mum when she messages me sometimes.
Oh man. I'll tell you what, dude. Yeah, I tell you, man. Screen time on Instagram is stupid. It's so dumb.
So, and you were just saying like all the hours you put into your videos. So your videos are usually like what, 17 to like 25 or 30 minutes of video, spend five,
Yeah.
6 hours editing. So like, just take you back again. When you were working and making videos at the same time, like what kind of hours was that?
Well, I can say this now because I couldn't say it back then, but I did a lot of my editing during work hours. So that was an absolute no. I never said, I don't think I've ever told anybody that. I think you guys are the first breaking news. Logan cheated the government. They're going to come after him. No, I mean,
this is going on YouTube.
I had no choice. I had no choice, man, because you have to understand. That's what I mean by you had to grind, right? You had to grind. So I would vlog all one day, get to work the next day, and just start editing. And I would do some emails, do some work, and then boom, start editing. Like, because when I got off of work, I'd have to go work out. And then after workout, time for family. Like, I can't just get off work, come straight home, start editing. My wife's like, yo, like, what are you doing? Like, where's our time? Like, are we gonna have dinner together? We're gonna watch a movie together. Are we gonna talk to each other? Like, you got your headphones on, you're editing. It's gonna be all night. So yeah, man, I did a lot of my work, my editing hours, a lot of my social media during my work hours because there's just not enough hours in the day. There's just not enough time.
I could tell you one person that might endorse that strategy, and that would be Gary V.
Yeah.
I heard him tell some school kids. Yeah, I heard him tell some school kids, like, if you think you're an entrepreneur and you're good, like, don't worry about your schoolwork then. Like, just sit there and text, make sales. I'm just like, whoa.
No, I mean, look, I know a lot of people who are like, they work their 9 to 5, but they also have another passion. And let's just be real. Yes, you're going to have to do some of your passion hours during your work hours. There's just no way you're going to only work 8 to 5 and then 5 to what? 5 to 2? Your passion? Like, unless you're single, no kids, then yeah, I guess that'll work for you. But for the real average person who has a wife, has a girlfriend, who has kids, who has family, who has a social life, you're going to have to mash the two and just make it work. And so that's how it worked for me. And I got away with it for a very long time until it started catching up to me and making mistakes at work. And then that's when I was like, okay, I can't do this. I can't juggle both. I can no longer come to work and do my other job, like, or do my YouTube, my social media, my passion, because I'm just losing it at this job. And so I knew I had to make a change.
And now that you're doing this as like your main thing, so I imagine you've got like a good schedule in place, but you're a hard worker. You travel around a lot. Like, what is like your working now? Like, do you feel like you work too many hours or
Dude,
not enough?
I'll be completely honest. I'll be 110% honest with you, bro. When I messaged you when I was getting food for my child and told me I was running late, I thought to myself, like, dude, I say yes to so many things. I say yes to way too many things. Like, I'm thinking in my car because I'm like, man, I need to get this food. I need to go back home. I'm still recording a vlog today. I still got to do this podcast. Like, I'm like, damn, why do I say yes to everything? I say yes to everybody, bro. Anybody who asks me to be on a podcast, boom, let's do it. I don't even look at how much listens you get listened. I don't even know how podcasts work, or I'm not sure how it works. But what I'm trying to say is, I don't care how big you are, how small you are. I say yes to everything. Expos, meetups, talks, podcasts, collaborations. Like, I say yes to everything because I want to grow, man. Like, I want to grow. I want to network. And yeah, it's tough. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, today's I hear baby Lo crying right now. Like, I could just hear her right now crying. And I know my wife's like, please hurry up and get done with that podcast so you come help me. But like, that's the thing. Like, yeah, my schedule is definitely crazy, but that's what it has to be if you want to grow, right? You have to. Nothing's gonna be easy. Like, and I understand that. She understands that, and the life that we live is a pretty good life. Like, like Crystal and I live a pretty good life. And so you got to work, you got to grind. So you got to say yes to podcasts. You got to say yes to expos. You got to say yes to these meetups. You got to say yes to these collaborations and meetups and things like that, because you got to constantly keep working.
Yeah, always got to keep working. You always have to keep progressing. And I mean, the opposite of progressing is regression. If you're not pushing yourself and you're not out there working, all that's ultimately going to happen is you're going to stay the same. You're going to decline.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
You got to push for that growth. So, all right, I'm going to ask you a few more questions, and then I heard you said, you probably have to wrap this up soon. So yeah. I want a few more questions out of you. If that's all cool with you?
Yeah, it's all good. It's good. It's good.
All right. Now, what would be your last meal on Earth if you could decide it?
Oh, wow. Jeez. Okay. Oh man, last meal on Earth is probably going to be, dude, that is so freaking tough.
Is it going to be keto friendly? That's mostly what I want to know.
No, it's probably not going to be keto friendly. It's going to be, you know what? It's going to be creamy goody crunch.
Creamy goody crunch.
And I know that's people are like, oh, dude, that's a plug. No, it's not, because it's not for sale anymore, and we're not going to make it anytime soon. So it's not a plug, okay? So creamy goody crunch, which is vanilla ice cream coming out of the machine, like custard kind, like real soft serve, and you pour almond butter with crushed up almonds. There you go. That's my last meal of the day. I can eat that whole tub. I don't know if you saw my video when I'm pouring out all the ingredients in that tub. I could eat that tub, and that would be my last meal on Earth, and I could just fade to darkness like Thanos snapped his fingers or something.
That's great. And I feel a bit disappointed, man. As an Australian, I didn't get access to that.
I know, man. Like, dude, look, I hear keto's blowing up down there. I hear keto's very popular down there. It just sucks with and keto's about to blow up in England as well. But you guys, customs and the food industries, they're not always the same. So companies don't allow this. I hear Australia is very, very particular about stems, and so a lot of our products can't go over there. With in England, they don't allow monk fruit and things like that and sweeteners, and so it is a bummer, man. It is a bummer. I wish everybody could have the opportunity to taste it, but it is what it is.
I heard you saying you're like all these new keto people, you got donuts, you got this, you got that. Whoa, hang on. Keto in Australia, we're quite old school, man. If I want a keto treat, I got to go make it myself.
Dude, it's insane how much keto stuff, friendly stuff, is here in America. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. You name it, we'll have it. You miss it in carbs, trust me, there's a keto version of it somewhere.
Well, it was a meme I saw. It's like you're now 30 years old and all your carbs are replaced with cauliflower.
Exactly. Yeah, and all your sugars replaced by allulose and monk fruit and stevia.
Yeah. And one of the things I find so amazing about keto, and you must find this, I mean, you're a coach as well, just how much people transform their health and their lives through keto. One of the common ones I keep seeing is a couple that look better in their 50s than what they did in their 30s. I see this all the time. Yeah,
it's amazing, man. It's so with everybody with keto, everybody always associate weight loss, and I get it. I get it. Everybody wants to lose weight, right? But dude, what people don't understand is that keto, there's so many more benefits to the ketogenic diet other than weight loss. There's just, you people who battle type 2 diabetes, you look so much younger. I mean, look at my comments on my transformation pictures. There's always a comment in there. Bro, you look so much younger now. Well, damn, I'm 7 years older, and I look younger than when I was 26, But that's the direct effect of keto and a healthy diet and exercise. And, you battle inflammation. You got mental clarity's out the roof. Your energy levels are out the roof. There's just so many benefits to the ketogenic diet other than weight loss.
Yeah. And I'll say this, since I've been off of keto, my, I had some forehead acne, blackheads. They cleared up when I went on keto. And now that I'm not on keto, I'm eating clean still. Like I'm not eating like garbage. I'm eating clean, and
Yeah,
my
yeah.
pimples coming back. It's
Oh man.
crazy, man. All right, so if people want to find you, they find you at is it at Goody Beats on the Instagram? That's the one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Goody Beats on everything, guys. So I make it simple for everybody. So it's Goody Beats on Instagram. It's Goody Beats on YouTube. It's Goody Beats on Snapchat. It's Goody Beats on Twitter. It's Goody Beats on Facebook. So you just type in Goody Beats on any of those platforms, you will find me.
All right, and I'm just gonna make a little plug here. If you've listened to this show, and if you listen to this show, what I want you to do is screenshot whatever you're listening on. I want you to at Goody Beats. I want you to at also me Galloway's_take, and tell me what you've learned from today, because I think, man, what you've said today, I think there's been a lot shared. I would have liked to have asked you a little bit more, but I think you're short on time. I want to thank you so much for coming on. It's been an incredible chat, man. And did you have fun?
Dude, I had a blast, bro. I had a blast. We absolutely have to do it again. So the thing what I love about podcasts is that I got on my what do you call this, Skype, right? And I'm looking at all my past phone calls, and I'm like, damn, I haven't talked to Keto Connect since like 2016. Like, so much shit has changed. Like, they need to get me on their podcast again. Or I'm looking at Keto Savage. I'm like, I haven't talked to him since 2018. Like, so much has changed. So that's the thing. So much is going to change in 6 months. So I want to get back on your podcast. Let's do it again, because I promise you, at the end of 2019, dude, there's going to be some big things coming. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. So we'll have to shoot for early January or late December to get back on your podcast and be like, you're going to be like, dude, last time I had you on here, you said this and you said that. Now look at you. So yeah, man, I got to get back on here. Yeah, please, everyone who's listening, screenshot it, tag me, and let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys learned, and did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know, man. For sure.
I'm sure there's a lot to like. All right, well, without further ado, let's wrap this one up here. Goody, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely, brother.